Manchester United have just been knocked out of the Football League Cup by League Two side Grimsby Town. This is one of the biggest upsets I have seen in my entire life. They didn't even put out a particularly poor team in the start. There was a few players missing, but before I talk about Manchester United, I want to give some huge plaudits to Grimsby. Every headline is going to be about the giant Manchester that have left the cup competition early and the embarrassment which they are facing, which is completely true. But Grimsby Town showed so much fight, so much grit, so much determination. And one thing that I feel a lot of people won't give them credit for is the great football they were playing. They were creating space in the Manchester United half, created lots of attacking opportunities, even a couple times had the ball in the net where once it was disallowed when it shouldn't have been. But it shows the attacking prowess that they were willing to show. They didn't let Man United come to their stadium and just attack them. They went forward and attacked a Manchester United team which is in complete tatters. I've got to admit, and I think most Manchester United fans would admit as well, although the full-time score was 2-2, that is completely unacceptable for the team that they fielded, and questions have to be asked. And in my opinion, Ruben Amorim is a fraud. He should not be managing a team of that stature. Although they don't have players just as good as they did even 5, 6, 7 years ago in many ways, they've just signed Cunha and Mbeumo, who came on and played in the last 30 minutes of that game in Mbeumo for the entire second half. They've got so many. Maguire will be worth more than the entire of Grimsby Town Football Club. And he played the entire of that game. I think that says all that needs to be said. Manchester United haven't won a game this season still. It is truly atrocious. Manchester United fans, if you're watching, or football fans in general, let me know in the comments, do you think Amorim has to go? The longer that they stick with him and his very one-dimensional football, he refuses to change, I think will just lead to more and more problems for them, which I'm completely fine with. I hope that they keep him for as long as possible, keep him for another 5 years, because I really do not see it working. Another man we've got to talk about today is the person between the sticks for Manchester United, Onana. I absolutely love him. One of my favourite players to ever grace that team. He just comes up with clanger after clanger after clanger. Today, there was question marks for the first goal. I don't particularly think he could have done much better with that. And then the goal that put Grimsby 2-0 up was completely on him. He comes out as a cross is coming into the box, tries to punch it away and completely misses the ball. There may or may not have been a handball in that goal as well. But the point being is Onana still didn't do his job properly, failed to defend his area and claim the ball. And this has happened about 1 million times at this point. I don't know how he's still playing in a Manchester United shirt in any capacity, in any game, in any competition. It makes no sense to me. A club of that size should be able to go in right now. What move makes the most sense in world football? Donnarumma. Why don't they go sign Donnarumma, throw loads of money at him, and then what will probably happen is he'll come in and be awful, because that seems to be what happens to players at Manchester United. Speaking of awful, it was actually an Mbeumo penalty. One of their new star boys, someone who I do think will do pretty well in the long run at Manchester United and has played many good seasons in the Premier League, who steps up and hits the crossbar. It's a shame for him, really, isn't it? He had a very good game when he came on. He scored the first of Manchester United's 2 goals, a very good shot into the bottom corner, and generally has looked decent in his first couple of games there. As I said about Donnarumma, I do have a feeling that that club could ruin him, as they have ruined many, many players. But on the game as a whole, it was Harry Maguire who got the second goal for Manchester United to equalise things. I think the game was really Grimsby's to lose, which is absolutely mental to say, because up to about the 60th minute, I'd say they were comfortably the better team. Yes, Manchester United might have had more shots than them, but Grimsby were really putting together more effective and better chances than Manchester United. Sesko was invisible today. Genuinely, towards the end of the game, I fully thought he had been substituted off. A player that's cost so much money already looks like he's going to be a massive flop. And I know he didn't really score an unbelievable amount of goals in the Bundesliga, which when you look at previous Bundesliga exports to the Premier League who have scored a lot more goals than Sesko has in his time there, makes you think Havertz, Werner, to name a few, Is it going to work for Sesko? I highly, highly doubt it. Manchester United in real trouble. Could they actually end up in a relegation fight? I think they might end up sacking Amorim. Why don't they bring in Sean Dyche? Why don't they bring in Sam Allardyce? I actually think that they would do a better job with the squad than Amorim. Manchester United have got so many players that cost an unbelievable amount of money, many of them on the pitch today who just don't look like they're capable of playing at that level. You've got Mason Mount, who sometimes is okay on the ball, sometimes doesn't have the worst game in the world, but never produces any end product, or at least he's not since putting on a Manchester United shirt. You've got Casemiro, who wasn't there today, but is on about £100 trillion a week. You've got Ugarte, who's a relatively recent signing, and already people are calling for him to leave the club. Even some of the previous wonder kids, Kobe Mainoo, lots of rumours about him leaving the club up to the start of this game. Amorim gave him some words of encouragement, backed the player. But he was at one point the new wonder boy, the new England prodigy. And when was the last time we actually looked at him and thought, oh yeah, he's doing really well. He's pushing on here. He's looking like that player we all thought he was going to be. There's a few that have really messed up, such as Garnacho. It was only the start of last season that Manchester United fans still absolutely loved Garnacho. And again, thought he was one of the rising stars, one of the players that was capable of taking them back to their previous glories. And now he's fallen out with Amorim. He doesn't even have a chance to get in the team. Admittedly, I agree he's probably got some attitude issues, and I don't particularly blame Amorim for that one. But it just feels as though with the tools that he has had at his disposal, he has done nowhere near to the level of job that he should have done. I don't know how long it can last. He simply has to go. But a massive congratulations to Grimsby Town. For a club of their size, who are stuck in League Two, have been stuck in the lower leagues for the majority of the club's history, this is a moment that their fans will cherish forever. Probably the best moment that many of the fans of the club have ever seen in their entire footballing lives. Those players were so good tonight. So many of them refused to give up on a second ball, were creating chances and looked genuinely confident. I think a lot of people after today's game will be watching them in the next couple games in the Cup and hoping that they make it quite far in, because they certainly showed that they have what it takes to do it today. And I had a look at the league form. They're yet to lose a game in League Two so far. So this could end up being a really special season for Grimsby Town and a really horrible one for Manchester United. If you're a football fan, please do remember to hit like and subscribe. I'll catch you again very soon. Peace.